Hey everybody, this is your friend Daniel Hutchins, and we're back again for another episode of my channel, and we are back again doing another late night video. Yes, another late night video, like we've mentioned. Like we mentioned before, late night videos go anywhere between 11 at night to 2 in the morning. But since we know it's already after 12, we are doing another late night video. Today's late night video is going to be talking about a Marvel location tie-in. Yes, another Marvel location tie-in. Now, for you guys who've been long-time subscribers, you probably might realize I haven't done a Marvel location tie-in in quite a long time. So the Marvel location we're going to be talking about from the universe today is the Great Lakes. Yeah, the Great Lakes. Great Lakes Avengers. The Great Lakes Avengers from the Great Lakes. Of course, of our universe, the Earth 616. Okay, everybody. So, we're going to talk about the Great Lakes Avengers. Now, this is a special for all you new subscribers and all you old subscribers. Now, okay, we're going to talk about the history and some of this other stuff. Okay, everybody, the history. The origin is that after accidentally discovering the powers to never die, there is a person named Craig Hollis who have done the superhero persona of Mr. Immortal. He began to fight crime. He soon realized his heroic endeavor is easier with a team. He took out the calling out men and women of action. They met at your local YMCA. Mr. Immortal was joined by Big Bertha, Dinosaur, Doorman, Flatman, and Leverboy. Together they had formed the Great Lakes Avengers, which is a sister team of the West Coast Avengers. And we just know the Avengers. Okay, everybody. So the Great Lake Avengers. The team has began fighting crime and quickly caught the attention of Hawkeye and Mockingbird. Now, obviously, in the comics, Hawkeye is married to Mockingbird. But, okay, the pair has traveled to Wisconsin to check out these imposter Avengers. They determined that after just a group of somewhat oddball heroes, Hawkeye and Mockingbird took on to themselves to train the team. The team is heavily dependent on Ashley Crawford's modeling income to provide for their headquarters. Now, the funding for their headquarters and also use their private jet. Yes, the Avengers usually have a private jet. Just saying. Now, again, after beginning training with Hawkeye and Mockingbird, the Great Lake Avengers were called to Texas. They have to help the Avengers, Captain America, She-Hulk, and they have to rescue Scarlet Witch and the Vision. After the team has successfully aided the rescue, Captain America has given them special permission to use the Avengers title. The Great Lakes Avengers has continued the train under Hawkeye and Mockingbird. When the Terminus began attack in St. Louis, Missouri, which is an area somewhere over that area, Captain America has called the Great Lakes Avengers to battle them, and also the other Avengers could also arrive as reinforcements. The Great Lakes Avengers were again called by action by Captain America to help him in the Human Torch. They have to respond to a mysterious distress call that was in the rescues from Rick Jones. Now, you know Rick Jones if you know the Incredible Hulk. You know Hulk, you know Rick Jones. You know the connection. Now, lightning rods. Now, after the Avengers are seemingly killed during the onslaught, we know the onslaught event, the Thunderbolts took over heroic responsibility of New York City. Again, this attempts to cash in the popularities of the Thunderbolts. Now, Mr. Immortal has rebranded their team as the Lightning Rods. Again, this has briefly teamed up with Deadpool and also the Weasel. They have crossed paths before, but again, it was later revealed the Thunderbolts were masterfully called the Masters of Evil. The team has approached S.H.I.E.L.D. and have special requests to bring the Thunderbolts to themselves. Unfortunately, these team we know, the Lightning Rods, was no longer a match for Thunderbolts. Misassembled. Yes, you already know of the Avengers disassembled. There's an Avengers misassembled. Okay, so returning to the former name, Great Lake Avengers, they were mostly just hung out and just played cards. They played card games a lot. They still engaged with superheroes and such as rescuing victims in tornadoes across Ohio, the state of Ohio, everyone. And again, news had struck that the Avengers had disassembled. So again, under a disheartened Mr. Immortal, they reinvigorated and took the team out patrolling. The team came upon Maelstrom, sealing the Chronal accelerator. Unfortunately, Dinosaur was killed during the battle. After Dinah's death, Mr. Immortal had to fell into a psychotic depression. Meanwhile, Doorman and Flatman had to travel to New York City to recruit more members. Although the heroes have turned down them immediately, Squirrel Girl and Monkey Joe, again her squirrel partner, have agreed to join. Grasshopper also joined, but he died almost immediately upon accepting his membership. The Great Lakes Avengers again continued to investigate Maelstrom's thefts with the help of Deferge. Now, the team has narrowly defeated them and prevented their plans to end next time. Great Lakes X-Men Defenders, no. Great Lakes Champions? Yeah, Great Lakes Champions. Weird. But okay. The cease of desistant order to threaten lawsuits with Maria the Stark Foundation. Now the Great Lakes Avengers had to rebrand again. Again, the Great Lakes X-Men, then the Great Lakes Defenders, and now they also had the Great Lakes Champions. Now, again, their costumes were also designed by the former teammate and their arch nemesis, Leverboy. Okay, everybody. So, the Great Lakes X Men, yes, the Great Lakes X Men is actually real, everyone. Again, the steady disincrease of the supervillain activity around Wisconsin. During the holidays, they were attacked by Dr. Tannenbaum, his evil pine trees, as a scheme for Thanos, using a pyromatrix and insurgencies by MODOK and AIM. The team has also attended that of the Thing Superhero Poker Tournament under the Squirrel Girl invitation. Yes, Squirrel Girl is actually connected as well. Now, upon hearing they used the X-Men name, Marvel Girl also used telepathy on Mr. Immortal, who'd ventured out to the Great Lakes Defenders after that. And then, again, they plumped out again as the Great Lakes champions, despite Hercule protesting. Great Lakes Initiative. That's another group. The Great Lakes Initiative is signed the Superhero Registration Act, becoming the official government sanctioned protectors and superheroes of Wisconsin. The Great Lakes Initiative, despite signing on to the Superhero Registration Act we know after the Civil War, also they've attacked by Deadpool, misbegotten plans to win the government favors to the unregistered rogues superheroes. Now, the Great Lakes Initiative has enjoyed legitimacy to initiatives brought all over not just the home area of Wisconsin, but also have enjoyed some of the government funding. They reluctantly teamed up with Deadpool to stop AIM, and again the Inebriation Wave, powered by Dionysus. Now, Deadpool was then granted membership in the team, but he was evicted from their headquarters after proving too much of an annoyance. After he left, we know he broke the neck of the new hero we knew, Grasshopper, who was attempting to join the Great Lakes Initiative. During the Skrulls invasion of Earth, we know the new hero, Grasshopper, was discovered to be a Skrull. He was then killed by the team immediately. Again, Norman Osborn, who then took over S.H.I.E.L.D. and he resigned Gravity to join the Great Lakes Initiative. Feeling that they're holding out the team single handedly, defeating villains like Thanos, Modok, Mandarin, Doctor Doom, Gigano, Fing Fang Foom, who I talked about in another special, and Korvac, Baron Mordo, and Ego, the Living Planet. Again, Squirrel Girl and Tippy Toe have left the Great Lakes Avengers and has returned again to New York City. During the attacks of their serpent, we know the Great Lakes Avengers members were pretty angry from mobs. And again, sometime they disbanded, they went their separate ways. Now, Great Lakes Avengers also were in Detroit. Yeah, they were in Detroit. So not only were they in Wisconsin, then they were in Detroit. Okay, they spent upon a time and ownership of the trademarks of the Avengers name before they were transferred again from shakeups because of the Stark money, again from the Maria Stark Foundation. And again, we know this trademark, the representatives of the Avengers attempt to negotiate them to buy the name back. The Great Lake Avengers are permanent or artificial addition to the Avengers and were a sister team, as we mentioned, to the West Coast and or regular Avengers. Again, they attempted again to band together again, but only Big Bertha and Doorman had appeared, because Doreen was now too famous and unknown to take the phone, and now in possession of a local girl named Pansy. They were unwilling to assume things. They showed up in a rendezvous and abandoned the Stark assemblies to manufacturing plants the Avengers set up for them, their new headquarters in Detroit. Yes, Detroit. Again, it's a city in Michigan, if you guys don't know that. Now, again, waiting for the Great Lakes Avengers, they arrived, and then they had to clear up the confusion of the mess around the team in their new facility. Again, the team problem was the tremendous idea of going to a local bar in the middle of the night to convince them to turn the music down. The bar owner had then refused to insult him and was arrested in a fight. Flatman and Bertha were then in jail, and a young girl named Goodness Silva had then turned into a wolf, and there was some further complication, but everything turned out fine even after, thanks to their friend Connie Ferrari. Don't get that mixed up with the car, it's just the name. And again, the legal representatives for the Avengers. Okay, now, following their adventures, we know the team was served an injunction forbidding them to perform many superhero activities in the area. Now, Mr. Immortal has rejoined their team on patrol with Flatman and Bertha, and Doorman and Goodness are now going by the names of Good Boy. Now, again, investigating the bar accident, we know they found a villain, in fact, a councilman from there, and Flatman and Mr. Immortal returned to patrol. They discovered Bertha and Good Boy had taken this enemy person or this connection hostage. Now, again, they arrived to help the team in this injunction, but they only found out that it was just in a fit of rage. He then was severely hurt, the team, and then the team had dropped him off at the hospital and they escaped. The Great Lakes Avengers, following the calls to action, occurred after Big Bertha was kidnapped by a scientist we know, Dr. Nod, who has harvested her DNA to create a pill supplement to alter her weight at will. Now, Bertha managed to escape this on her own, though. She tried to take her down, but because she's so fat and so enormous, for, of course, her own size given, now she's finally defeated the Doctor, and again, they teleport them back to the base. After that, the city applauded their heroes, and the Great Lakes Avengers rejoiced as they abruptly cut short when Deadpool entered in the doorstep, an Avengers Unity division. Again, they were fired, and then legal claims came up, and then they didn't like them, but they comforted them, and then proclaiming a few years later they were being a spotlight again. Yep, that's the history of the Great Lakes Avengers. They have some equipment, which we know the giant robot snowman head, the grasshopper suit, the X-Men costumes, transportation, The private jet was formal, and again, Grasshopper suit was formal. The X-Men suits were formal. The jet was formal. The Sky Cycle Quinjetto was formal. Squirrel Gig was formal. Bumper Buggy was formal. Flatamarain was formal, and Flatmobile. Okay, that was just their transportation on for the team. Notes say that recurring themes of this team were difficulty with their name. Therefore, Great Lakes Avengers, or the GLA, or observing that only just after the East Coast and the West Coast Avengers. Again, they've named their team the Great Lakes Avengers, and they were brought into scrutiny because of Hawkeye and Mockingbird, who later had, like I said, they had to train them. Okay, so of course, hearing the name for the first time, Vision was like, Great Lakes? Why not Midwest? That's weird. So then Lightning Rods was a never name they just had because, they were in sanction, again with the Thunderbolts. Superhuman Warriors Operation Redistribution Division, also known as SWORD. We got to see SWORD on one of the recent shows, actually, in Marvel, on one of the new Marvel shows. They again have revealed the Thunderbolts were secretly under the Masters of Evil. They also ventured to become their own official branch of S.H.I.E.L.D., also later named SWORD, and again, they kind of tie that. Great Lakes X-Men, also known as the GLX, were just realizing that they're just mutants. Again, Marvel Girl was connected to him as well. Great Lakes Defenders, also known as GLD, again, they suggested that after Doctor Strange. Okay. Great Lakes Champions, also known as the GLC, also winning after the poker tournament with the Thing. Okay. And because of the objections from Hercules. And the Great Lakes Initiative, GLI, is just signing up from the Superhero Registration Act. We saw the as becoming, part of the actual official protectors of Wisconsin. Okay, Great Lakes Power Pack, which was titled as humorously used by past titles of the team, in America's Alpha Flight. Now, Alpha Flight is, Alpha Flight, if you know the comics Alpha Flight actually has an origin. Actually, Alpha Flight goes all the way back to Canadian origins, actually. Believe it or not, the New Mutants are actually believed to also have a connection to Canada as well. But Alpha Flight is also, like I just said, part of your kind of more your Canadian X-Men team. But again, the America Alpha Flight was just an anonymous team that's again dubbed that team. Okay, again, there's also trivia, chronological list you can read, and just all the appearances and footnotes. Again, you can find that all here on the Marvel database on WikiFandom. Again, you go to WikiFandom, you can look up pretty much anything of the universe, and like I said, I haven't done this in a long time. So again, let me know your thoughts, guys. This is just a never special I want to do for you guys and a late night video. So again, about the Great Lakes Avengers. Again, if you guys want me to talk more about other teams or locations of Marvel Universe on the Marvel database, let me know. Leave a comment below. Make sure you leave your thoughts. Please subscribe and have a nice day. And I'll see you guys around for some other videos pretty soon, I hope. At least I'm hoping that later on today I might do one. But again, that's just kind of just under the wind though. But again, I'll see you guys later. Bye.